Welcome to the Serendipitous Rebel podcast. I'm Wendy.
And I'm Krystal. We're business coaches and retreat hosts for bold, purpose-driven women who are ready to build businesses that actually fit their lives.
This podcast is for the authentic, rebellious entrepreneur who's done playing by everyone else's rules. We know what works because we've lived it, coached it, and savored the journey.
Join us for real talk on business, life, and everything in between. Welcome back, everyone, to the very first episode of the Serendipitous Rebel podcast for 2026.
Woohoo!
It actually totally blows my mind. I woke up this morning thinking not only is it 2026, but we're also like almost a week into it. And I don't know how I missed the whole first week of the year, but here we are.
Yeah, I hear you.
I know. So if you've not joined us before, my name is Krystal, and I am here with Wendy, my amazing business partner. Hello. And we are really excited today to dig into and we wanted to share with you our goals, our visions for 2026, and what we are looking to bring into this year. And we were just chit-chatting. And what's fun about this is that we actually don't know what the other is going to say quite yet. So this was a great blind chance to, do some gut check things and some alignment check things, but also I don't worry about it too much because there's very few people that I'm more aligned with than Wendy. So it yes. Actually leaves me with no fear, but a little bit of excitement. So I'm going to let you start us off, Wendy. What are your goals for 2026?
Yeah, so this is going to be an interesting conversation because I have been really trying to shift away from very kind of performative, productive. I know that's going to be a scary thing. Just these kinds of goals that I've always had in the past and that I sit down and think about at the end of the year and realize I don't remember what I said. I don't remember what I did. Oh my, I'm in trouble. And I mean in trouble because I mean how I feel. I'm like, I didn't do what I said I was going to do. So interestingly, I follow Gretchen Rubin. She wrote the happiness books. And last year she did this, my 25 for 2025 list. So no surprise, this year she's put out, my 26 for 26 list. And I printed it out and sat down and just kind of, what is it that I want? What is it that I'd like, my body of work, for lack of a better word, to be in 2026? So what are the 26 things? And it's not meant to be like a list necessarily to check off. It was more of what areas do I want covered? And one of the things that I always think that we pride ourselves on is really taking a holistic look at life. So to say 2026 goals would have to be a mesh of business, personal, all sorts of different areas of life. So, and I also try to really think of it in terms of what are the values that I'm really trying to focus on this year. I'm not sure, 2025 was really a dumpster fire on a shit ton of levels. And I'm not sure what 2026 will bring. My bingo card is kind of empty right now because last year it was so fucked up. So I kind of feel this is a year that is going to be interesting because if the stars are aligned properly, my refrigerator just talked to me. Weird. That it's going to be a year of bold action, but at the same time, I want to be kind to myself and to those in my immediate world. So with all of that, and oh my gosh, I can shut up now. I will say that my first, let's say, goal, or the first thing I want to do, is to host 2 SAVOUR retreats in 2026. And I think it's I selfishly speaking, these retreats are meant to create space so that we, and I do say we, as in we participants, including us, get to step out of the noise, reconnect to ourselves and each other, and really work on allow us the space to make decisions that actually fit our lives. And I think that having those as 2 kind of pillars or pins in the year is really something, one, I look forward to, 2 I look forward to, 3 I look forward to, but also that really helps me to, I'm going to say, tether myself, if that makes any sense at all. Okay, I'm going to shut up now.
Why? So good. So, I mean, surprise, surprise, we're in alignment for our goals for the year. It was interesting. I got asked this question. I was back visiting a friend a week ago, and we were out to dinner with a group of us, and someone came around and asked, like, what is your word for the year of 2026? And I was like, I fucking hate that. And she looked like a little taken aback when I said it, but I was like, I hate being locked into a word, but I want to come in with an energy of
Yes.
2026.
Yeah.
And part of my mantra for 2026 really is, I'm here to match your energy. And by that, it means I want to generously pour into those who are willing to get into it with me, who are willing to be generous in return, whether that's with clients who are like generously going to like meet us where we need to be to like get it done this year. I know we're doing a lot of strategy sessions with clients we're starting out this year with, and you and I just talked about doing reset sessions with people. But it's like, I want to generously pour into those moments. I want to generously pour into our SAVOUR Mastermind retreats, because the people that show up to those retreats are amazing, soul-led, heart-centered people who come, and we are vulnerable. We are like real. We are like digging into the shit, right?
Yeah.
And at the same time, for other people in our lives, whether it's in the community, I joke about the PTO moms all the time or whatever, I am here to match your energy. Like, I'm not going to give I'm not going to give my energy away to people who are not there to receive it the way it is meant to be received. And I also think, I've been thinking a lot about our name randomly. Serendipitous Rebel, right?
Yeah.
And it's a fun name. It's funny too. We've been guest appearing on a lot of other podcasts lately, and we've been talking about our origin stories and our brand. And maybe that's why I've been thinking about it so hard. What is it we do? Who is it we are? Who are we? And I would also think in 2026, I really want to lean into the embodiment of our brand, which is joy-led, but on our own fucking terms. And I think what's cool about that is, it's just like you said, we are a business who are holistic, who are looking at all of the pieces of a person. And I think that one of the most unique things about us, because someone asked that question too, well, what makes your retreats or your business or your coaching so different from everyone else's? And I said, because I don't think we've given away, in all of the years of doing strategy sessions, of doing coaching, of working in our retreats, I don't know if I've ever just copied and pasted a strategy. I can tell you, we have never once copied and pasted a strategy from one person to the next. Everything is customized. and catered, because I think we do an exceptional job at looking at the bigger picture of who a person is, what are their strengths, what other obstacles or things do they have going on in the background? Do they have kids running around the background like I just did in the hallway? Do they have health impairments that need to be factored in, or autoimmune diseases? I don't know. Like, I'm just trying to think of all the other things that we have hit in the last year: divorce, sick kids, kids moving away to college. There's just life events that are getting embodied in all of this. And so when I think about what I want to take into 2026, I think it's like really embodying the serendipitous rebel piece in everything that we do, and like really centering joy in a lot of it, because and serendipity is finding the joy without looking for it, is what that original definition of serendipity is, right?
Yeah.
And so it's not even that we're just chasing joy, it's that we are just noticing it. And when I think about SAVOUR, you know, one of the key pillars of SAVOUR is that ritualizing gratitude and celebration. And that is serendipity right there. And so I think when I think about all of that, when I just think about the goals for this year, it's not a word, but it is a vibe. It is a vibe for sure.
Yes, very, very much so. And I think that, and that gets away from just having a list.
Yes.
Because these lists, to me, end up being either, you know, like an anchor that's just dragging you down and you're tied to it. So I think actually focusing more on vibes and values is definitely the way for us to go. I like that. I like that a lot, you know. And I think one of the things that I have been trying to focus more on in a lot of different ways is being a storyteller and speaking, you know, whatever the truth to power, but speaking the truth through storytelling. And I think about it on a personal level. I'm undertaking a ridiculous picture project, you know, potentially 100, it's actually like 100 years worth of pictures. And what do you do with this stuff? Well, you tell stories. You share stories. And I was like, when I started to think of it that way, it became actually a joy to do that. And I've tried to think of ways for Serendipitous Rebel also to incorporate stories into, you know, the messaging that, and really it's actually more than just the messaging, but really what is it that we want? Yeah, it's what is our truth? What is our truth to our you know, our audience? And that's an interesting one because I tend, and this is a big problem for me. I'm really motivated. I start things and then I'm not 100% sure that I want to, like, why am I doing this? Why do I do these things? Who's looking at it? You know, all that kind of stuff. So I am also trying to work on my own self-doubt, which surprise, I think we all have. But yeah, so I'm actually really kind of excited about that because I think about it that our journeys, there's always stories to tell in our journeys. So many stories to tell in our journeys that are so important to share with others, whether it's meant to make you laugh or to make you think or whatever. And a lot of it is, you know, it's funny.
Well, it is. And that's so funny because I wrote on here, be brave and more visible as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that, well, one thing I had said too in this conversation recently about what it is that I do for a living, this, crazy thing
Yeah.
that we do here. I think it's acknowledging that most women that we work with know everything they need to know to be
Yes.
successful.
Yeah.
They are incredibly brilliant, smart. They know their shit, right? In whatever field of study it is that they coach in or they work in, they are absolutely experts in their field, right?
Mm-hmm.
They just have got to get out of their own way, right? And I think that's true of all of us, right?
Yep.
And I even think about that with you and I. I mean, I think there's not a doubt that we know our stuff. We know what we're talking about. We bring
Yep.
the expertise to the field. And for some reason, we just don't tell enough people about it.
Yeah.
And because it feels awkward, or I feel like I'm not humble enough, I don't know, or
Mm.
something weird, or I get in my own head when it comes to sharing my story or like what it is that I think or do.
Mm-hmm.
But then likewise, my friend is sitting right next to me at this dinner that we're at. She's like, no, Krystal's a brilliant marketer. Like if you ever needed somebody, like she's the one to call. And I would never say that about myself. But then I started to go, why wouldn't I?
Well, because, oh, excuse me. Oh, excuse me. Because as women, we are taught that modesty is so important and that it's, you shouldn't be bold, which is, I think, really wrong. I mean,
Yeah.
it's really, yeah, it's wrong. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm reading Strong Ground by Brene Brown right now as well. And, just talking about how when you don't lean into those gifts that you are given and you don't facilitate those things, it's just a disservice to the whole universe. And it's really a slap in the face of why the heck we're here.
Mm-hmm.
And, you had said it too, 2025 was such a shit show in so many ways. And I keep reading about how it was the year of the snake, right? The year of
Mm-hmm.
shedding, of what no longer serves you, and of, you know, working through a lot. And oh my gosh, December was like, what is happening? The last couple of months, the last couple of weeks of the year felt like months of the year.
Yeah.
And it was just so many different things happening at once, but that we're supposed to take that this year, and it really does become the season that, this is the year of the horse, of momentum, of taking off, and
Mhm.
of doing all the things. We just had a full moon, which is a new moon, and something that you're going to be able to tell me more about here in a little bit. But it's all of the different things. You're pulling it up, aren't you?
I'm actually not, but
Oh,
I
okay.
can. But yeah, we did just have a full moon.
Yeah,
Yeah, which brings what I like to think it's the element of asking, what's to come.
yeah,
I like to, to me, the moons are very reflective and
yeah,
what's to come. And, or, let's take a moment because it's a full moon and do some reflecting and just think about in 2 weeks, we'll have a new moon.
yeah,
Wow. It's fun how that works like that.
yeah.
So, but I love that the opportunity to just do a lot of reflection and introspection. I think that this year sort of screams that.
I agree. It was interesting too because I was doing a lot of, again, just this reflection. I was doing a lot of reflecting this week during this time of reflection.
Uh-huh.
And it was looking back, and we did an end of season podcast episode, was our last episode of like lessons we've learned. What were our takeaways? Okay.
Yeah.
And I feel like we have learned in the last however many years that we've been working together, so many, that we've learned some hard fought lessons in some cases, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we have, I think, done a great job of integrating those lessons into our daily practice and our business, in how we
Yes.
do things and how we systemize things. And so I think we've had that time of learning, of reflection, of reintegration. And now I want to take this next season and give it the space and the process to work with
Mm-hmm.
the momentum that we have built. And when I say momentum, I'm not meaning like I want to crash into a wall with it. I want to tread lightly and carefully and have things. And it's not to say that we don't want to take goals into 2026, right? Like we
No,
have,
I think you
like
have to. Yeah.
we want to, I want to host 2 mastermind retreats. I want to do a minimum of 5 strategy sessions a month. I would like to, maybe host another summit
Yeah.
in the
Oh,
next 6
oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, sorry. We are finally going to publish the Savor Journal.
Yes, we're going to publish the
Yes.
SAVOUR Journal. We are going to, one of our big goals was to guest on more podcasts, and we have finished up 12 interviews, I think.
Oh my God, yes. And in the next couple weeks,
I
our
haven't even
schedule.
looked at the I've been too scared to look at the calendar to see
Yeah,
how many more.
it's pretty crazy over the
It's
next
pretty
couple weeks.
crazy, but
It's pretty crazy.
I think by the end of the year we will have been on 50 podcasts.
How
That's
fun
my
is that?
That's so cool. I mean, and not just
Yeah.
to be on 50 podcasts, but we will have met 50 new
Yeah. Yeah.
entrepreneurs who are doing great works in this world. And we have a few of them are going to come and guest on our podcast as well. So stay tuned for that. That's incredibly exciting.
Yeah.
But I think, yeah, just going in with this vibe this next year. I'm excited.
Yes, absolutely. Really exciting to think about all the opportunities. And frankly, it is really, it is the joy and the fun that we're going to have. Uh, I can't wait.
I can't
Yeah.
either. Well, and it was like one other thing before I let us wrap up here. Because with the vibe thing. So most of us know I went to the Taylor Swift concert last year, right? Well, it's not last year, it's
Yeah.
not 2 years ago at the end of 2024, right? But
Yes.
like the story behind that's kind of funny because I went with someone that I met at a conference. I went with Jessica, who's going to be she's going to be on the mastermind retreat. She's one of our mastermind retreat participants. But I met Jess Scotton at a conference
Mm-hmm.
in 2021. Okay. And we became friends through the online space. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We've collaborated a little bit together, and just as far as like she has referred clients, I have referred clients to her. She has, we will call up each other questions. We box her back and forth. Like we've kind of developed like a light friendship, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But aside from meeting her at that conference in Orlando in 2021, I've never like spent any time with her, right? And she learns through the grapevine that I'm a Taylor Swift fan and she is a fellow Swiftie. And
Mm-hmm.
she's like, I have this idea. What if you came to Miami? And we tried to get last minute tickets to go to the Taylor Swift concert.
Uh-huh.
And I bought my plane ticket before we had tickets to the concert, before anything was really known or mapped out. I was going to go stay at her house. My husband was like, what are you doing? I said, I'm going to
It's
go
funny.
to Miami. I'm going to stay with this person I don't really know. I've never really met. And we're going to go to the Taylor Swift concert. He goes, how are you going to get tickets? I don't know, but we're going to. And this was before the cancel had gotten, her concert in Vienna had gotten canceled that summer. These plans were made before that because originally also we thought worst case scenario we're going to tailgate outside the stadium. and just have the time of our lives, which after Vienna was no longer a thing that you could do, right? And so I went, and we ended up getting tickets last minute through a Capital One resale special. Okay. Our seats were phenomenal. I went at the time of my life. It was also a huge, like, life-changing weekend for my family, just personally at home. It was a temporal landmark for all intents and purposes, right?
Yes.
And I told somebody that story recently. I said, that's the vibe I want to bring into 2026. I don't know how I'm going to do this, and I don't know what is going to happen, but by God, I'm going to Forrest Gump my way through it and have a really good time along the way. And it's one of the things I love most about our working relationship is I feel that's how a lot of Serendipitous Rebel came to be. And I just want to be more, I feel like somewhere along the lines the last couple of years, I had gotten closed off to those opportunities, or I had talked myself out of them because they seemed selfish or indulgent, or who do I think I am to go do that? And I just want to be audacious enough to say, I'm going to go to a Taylor Swift concert, and I'm going to buy a ticket without having tickets to go to the concert. And I'm going to make it happen. So, we're going to go, and we're going to host these mastermind retreats this year. And we're going to fill them up with the most joy-centered women out there. We're going to have just this fabulously great, can't wait to tell you the stories afterwards kind of time of, like, you would not believe what happened. That's really it.
Well, I have to say that the energy that you're bringing through this podcast is it's incredibly contagious.
Oh, good.
It's incredibly contagious. And I love that. I absolutely love that, because I mean, that's what I need a shot of. And our clients do as well. So yeah, I can't wait to see what this year brings. There's so much opportunity. There's so much ways of really making ourselves shine that I can't wait to really lean into it. So yay
for 2026.
Yeah. So I think that was a much longer podcast than I think we anticipated. And I'm super excited. I'm super excited. And I still have a bunch of my 26 for 26 still has holes and openings. And now I'm like, ooh, what am I going to fill it with? But I will say that I did make a note about joy. And I think that for me, it's joy. For me, it's kindness, curiosity. And these are like the linchpins of how I really want to live my life and make sure that, I spread spread the joy. So thank you everyone for listening to us. And we'd love to know, what are you looking forward to in 2026? Please let us know. And is there anything you want, to hear from us about? We'd absolutely love to share. So
until next week.
Yay.
Bye.
Arrivederci. Thanks for listening. Be sure to subscribe and leave us a rating.
But only if you liked it. Otherwise, just keep it to yourself.
You can learn more about our upcoming masterminding opportunities on our website at serendipitousrebel.com.
And if you have topics you'd like to hear about, be sure to submit them on our website or DM us on social media.
Hey, see you next week. Bye.
Bye.